Could everyone tell me what you would be from Star Tours? I mean, Star Wars. Star Tours is my original Star Wars canon. It's where any
it so well.
It's where any Star Wars fandom lives and breathes is in Star Tours.
If you had asked me up until the age of 12, I would have been like Ewok, Ewok.
Which is a great answer. But in my adult life, I'm becoming more and more a fan of the Jawas, who I always liked. But I just think they're so funny. Like their whole thing is we're going to take apart your stuff and we're going to put it on our big thing and like we're out of here. Yeah.
That's it. That's all we do.
Yeah.
It's great. It's really great.
I don't know enough of the lore. Do they live in it?
I assume it's a big RV.
Right? Yeah, it looks like they live in it.
They
I mean,
live
it's
in
so
it, definitely.
giant.
They
at least
The
sometimes
Sandcrawler.
live in it. Okay, Brett. Or should we come to you last since you seem like you really like it a lot?
I do really like it, but I'm drawing a blank on who I want to be.
Okay, keep thinking. Scott?
Honestly, now that I'm looking back, like my youngest first choice probably would have been Yoda because I was like,
Sure.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's also me being like...
Scott, you're the elephant dude who's playing the keyboards.
Oh, yeah.
Max Grebo? I believe?
Yes.
Max.
Yeah, my favorite Captain EO character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I think Yoda would have been my first pick.
Yoda's great.
Yoda's a great answer.
Great answer. Dana?
I think like back in the day, I mean, I'm like debating between like obviously an Ewok or a Porg.
Porgs are great. Oh, Dana, it's Porg. How can it not
has
be
to
Porg?
be a Porg. I
Dana,
feel
it's Porg all the way down.
Porg all the way.
Dana made a Porg costume.
Before that movie came out, right?
And then Dana finished the story.
And then I was at a Halloween party and Ryan Johnson was there. And he was like freaking out that I was the Porg, and he asked for a picture with me.
I mean, you're a Porg celebrity.
You're a Porg celebrity.
And then I did get interviewed.
Okay, you're obviously a Porg. I shouldn't have even come to you.
I am insane.
That's great.
I think
Brett?
a Wookiee, like a Chewie.
Wookiees are great.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Wookiee
Great.
family.
That's great.
They're great.
Loyal.
Yes.
I obviously hate that they changed my beloved Star Tours, but I will say the like permutations of different versions you can have, the fact that one of them you can go to a Wookiee planet, the Wookiee planet is very fun. But I
cool. I didn't even know
that they changed my
Yeah,
beloved.
well, you hate change. You're always going on Twitter saying, this is killing my childhood.
I just need to check in for a second. Is Star Tours still in a different part of the park than
Correct.
the rest of the Star
Yes.
Tours?
Correct. It's the one part of the Star Tours it's not in.
Well, I mean, it would be so needlessly tricky to move it. Yeah.
It's just wild.
Well, yeah, it's a little. I mean, I think Tomorrowland's too beloved for them to be like, we're going to cannibalize Tomorrowland to
I
build
love
Galaxy's
the hell
Edge.
out of that movie, and if anyone speaks an ill word about it,
Which one?
Tomorrowland.
Wait.
Deep cut. No. I hear you. I mean, it is sort of interesting. It's like, will they make Space Mountain Star Wars themed and then have like Star Wars operate in multiple parts of the park? Now, what I will say is Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge.
Now we're going to get sued by Podcast The Ride.
I know.
But keep talking.
They're not friends.
They're not friends.
They're gonna.
Well, neither are the Doughboys.
They're all gonna sue us.
They're all going to sue us.
Every other podcast that we've
wild
crossed, I
relationships
know.
with people.
We like to create.
We make enemies
frenemies.
everywhere we go.
Yeah. It's its own like literal town of Blackspire Outpost or whatever, which I think is really cool. So it's so specifically a place versus like Frontier Land,
Which is all the frontiers.
Yeah.
If they were a land.
which is confusing because space is
Not
the
the final
one.
frontier.
That's right. That's back in Tomorrowland.
And I can't wait for Disney to buy Star Trek and build a big Star Trek land. Wow, I really stretched everything to a hole.
Have you played a Star Trek video game? It
course.
is pointlessly dull. Like Star Trek is lovely as a show. As anything else, it is not.
I was just
It is,
talking.
man.
I was just talking to Nicole about this. Star Trek imagines a future in which not only is Earth unified, but there are like basically no corporations, right?
Yeah, things
it's
are
very
going
utopian.
well.
It's like, but it is like one collective. They don't. First of all, they don't talk about Earth too much. They like check back in every
Right.
once in a while, but like most
They basically
most
like solved Earth, right?
yeah, we kind
They're
of.
just
They're like Earth's great, moving
Earth's
on.
great. Let's explore the galaxy and
But now it's all like, in almost every other sci-fi, is like sort of dystopian in that it other properties assume like, well, big corporations are going to own full planets. Like Earth is not going to get it together. So like Mars is going to be like, welcome to Mars by Pepsi. This is Pepsi's Mars.
Right.
Owned by Mars bars.
That's probably better.
I think you can tell like how positive or negative like a sci-fi movie is going to be, whether or not it tells you what year it is. If it's just like future time, things are working well. If it's like the year is 20 anything, it's bad. Promise you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
By codifying the year, we're saying called shot. By the time we get here, it will be worse.
Yeah, no one's going to be like, the year is 2199. Robots have been defeated and
Well,
everything is fine.
What about the SKYNET date? And that movie was all about how good the robot is that came back to be our friend.
Wait, what?
The big metal guy.
In what?
The
Iron Giant?
Terminator.
Oh. I thought you said great.
The SKYNET movie.
And what is that?
SKYNET is the company that made artificial intelligence that gained sentience.
I thought you said SKYNET date, like some sort of rom-com I'd never heard of.
Okay, say that again though.
SKYNET date, where it's a rom-com I'd never heard of.
Welcome to SKYNET, but not the one that you know. No, we are here, a company sent from above, and we do one thing, and that's make robots for you to marry and love. Big silver men and women for with you to share your life. Would you like a big silver husband or a big silver wife? Woo! You can have them to your home right now, I bet. That's what we do at SKYNET.
Hey girls, I'm glad you could come over tonight. There's something I'd like to tell you. Wait, there's someone I'd like you to meet.
Beep, 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 boom.
This is my husband, Terminator.
You can call me Nate. I'll be back with hors d'oeuvres for later. Ooh, SKYNET. Marry a murder robot. SKYNET. They're strong and silver and hot.
Sometimes they can turn into goo.
But only if you want them to. SKYNET. SKYNET, making the wives and husbands and non-binary partners of the future.
They can turn into goo, but only if you want them to.
If you're nasty.
Goo. Perfect for all of you lovers listening the day after Valentine's Day.
Is that what today is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
It is.